New York, the pulsing heart of global civilization. Beneath its asphalt skin lies a labyrinth of over 10,000 kilometers of drainage networks, a dark, damp, and never-ending maze. Humanity believes it has total dominion over this territory, until a power that should have turned to dust 60 million years ago quietly invades the very veins of modern life. Imagine strolling through a bustling Times Square while just 3 meters beneath your feet, a 1-ton prehistoric phantom glides through rusted pipes. There is no sound of breathing, only the bone-chilling rasp of scales against concrete. The Titanoboa, the tyrant that once ruled the Colombian rainforests, has found a new hunting ground. This isn't a horror movie, it's a biomechanical invasion. When that millstone-sized tealhead opens its eyes in the darkness, the underground world of New York has already received its death warrant. Most people misunderstand what happens when a Titanoboa enters a sewer. It doesn't need to go on a cinematic rampage, its mere existence is a catastrophe. A standard New York maintenance tunnel is about 4 meters in diameter. A Titanoboa's torso is nearly a meter thick. This means that when it enters a pipe, it becomes a moving, solid flesh and blood embolism. This pressure is omnidirectional. It fills every inch of escape space. If you are a maintenance worker and you turn to see this gargantuan mass advancing toward you, there is no room to turn around. The Titanoboa doesn't even need to bite. It only needs to keep sliding forward. The physical thrust of a 1-ton mass in a confined space acts like a slow-motion hydraulic press, flattening everything in its path, pipes, brackets, and human beings, directly into the crevices of the concrete walls. Before it, your body is as fragile as paper. You might think New York's cold would kill such a serpent. You would be wrong. A New York sewer in the summer is a sweltering hellscape of over 30 degrees Celsius with near-saturated humidity, fueled by steaming pipes and never-ending urban wastewater. To a Titanoboa, this isn't a sewer. It is a perfect recreation of the Terrajon swamps of 60 million years ago. It is not only warm, it is packed with protein. Thousands of bloated brown rats, stray dogs, and the city's discarded creatures are nothing but hors d'oeuvres to the Titanoboa. It doesn't need to trek through jungles for water because it is literally soaking in it. No predators, no competitors. Just an endless buffet. New York's drainage system has accidentally built a luxurious palace for a prehistoric tyrant. In the darkness, the Titanoboa is a god. Its signature heat-sensing pits act like built-in infrared night vision, pinpointing the radiation of human body heat from hundreds of meters away. In its eyes, you are not a person. You are a glowing orange chunk of meat moving through a blue void. The relentless rush of water in the sewers provides the ultimate cover. Its movements are lighter than a cat's. Its muscular control allows it to glide through sewage without leaving a ripple. When it unhinges its jaw, large enough to swallow 2 massive water barrels, you won't even smell the rot in its throat. It strikes from the shadows with speed the human eye cannot track. Before you can scream, you are dragged into the freezing wastewater. Its 400 psi of constriction severs all nerve transmission in 0.5 seconds. Often people above are still walking while the hunt below has already concluded. Now imagine a much closer threat. If you live on a lower floor, that toilet, the one linked to the dark underground, is the Titanoboa's only exit into your home. It sounds like an urban legend, but biomechanically the Titanoboa is a master climber. Vertical sewage pipes are nothing but ribbed climbing ropes to its powerful muscles. It can compress its body and navigate upward through a building's internal plumbing. While you sit in your bathroom at night scrolling through your phone, you might be only inches away from a prehistoric nightmare. Separated by a thin layer of ceramic, it can scent the heat of a warm-blooded animal in the air. That unexplained ripple in your toilet water might not be water pressure. It could be a massive body testing the final gateway to your world. Don't expect the Titanoboa to get lost in the complex grid. The spatial memory of reptiles is beyond human imagination. It marks every warm exit and every node where prey congregates using chemical signals. When city officials try to locate it using gas or infrared scans, it might be lurking at the bottom of a massive deep-level reservoir. Its heart rate dropped to 3 beats per minute in a state of near-death stillness. This makes it invisible to life detectors. It doesn't just know the maze, it uses it. It learns the rhythms of city life to adjust its hunting times, avoiding peak maintenance hours. Once it masters this neural network, it is no longer an intruder. It is the true, immovable master of New York's underground. The threat to New York isn't just about how many people it eats. The true destruction comes from the physical damage to the city's infrastructure. New York's underground is old and brittle. When this 1-ton monster contracts its body in fear or irritation, the explosive force is enough to snap high-voltage cables buried for decades or burst rusted gas mains. Every time it turns over in a narrow space, it acts as a micro-explosion against the foundation. The damage is a chain reaction. Gas leaks cause fires, water mains burst, causing road collapses, and power lines short-circuit, leading to massive blackouts. The Titanoboa doesn't need to attack human buildings. It only needs to breathe and move within this fragile system to make a modern metropolis collapse like a house of cards. If this invasion truly happened, humanity would find that our vaunted means of violence are useless. You cannot use firearms in a sewer filled with methane. That would trigger a series of explosions across entire city blocks. You cannot dump toxic chemicals, as that would poison the city's entire water supply. Facing a prehistoric phantom lurking in the city's capillaries, modern civilization appears clumsy and embarrassed. We might ultimately face an absurd and painful choice: permanently seal all entrances to the affected areas, cut off water and sewage, and surrender a portion of human life to the ancient tyrant. Civilization retreats, and the primitive darkness expands. The most terrifying thing isn't that the Titanoboa is in the sewer, it's that the possibility has never gone away. Earth's history is a giant cycle, and our cities are just a thin illusion built upon layers of fossils. The sewers we spend billions to build are, in a sense, merely warm incubators prepared for the return of ancient monsters. The next time you walk into your bathroom late at night and hear a strange, heavy scraping sound beneath the floor, don't lie to yourself and call it water hammer. The abyss is still gazing, and we are still recording. This is Leviathan-Log. Good luck, New York, and sleep well.